Hello YouTube! This is currently Lauza Random Girl, who is formerly known as OathCuber94 before the account got deleted. I just saw this voice meme, okay, being random, from AlchemicWaking, and she said tag anybody who really wants to do this, and this looks extremely fun. Yay! It's Friday. I had sugar in the morning. I worked with little kids this morning. Best final ever. So I am going to try to do this myself. There are 13 questions. And yeah, at the end I'll tag whoever if I feel like it. Okay. Number 1. What's your name? I honestly got... people call me a whole bunch of other... blar. Okay, people call me a whole bunch of things. But I say the main thing people call me is Oath. You can also call me Oathkeeper. Sonic, which is short for Sonic Rocker, which is my DeviantArt account and Gaia Online account. Riku, which is my name on a game for the PlayStation 3 called White Knight Chronicles. The first one. I have not yet to get the second one because I am stuck on the final stage on the first one. And then, yeah, there's other names that I can't think of right now. But yeah, the main one is Oath. You could just call me Oath. Number 2, how old are you? I am 17, and in exactly 1, 2, 3 days will be 7 months until I turn 18. Number 3, where are you from? Are you living there right now? I live in the United States. I currently live in the United States. I've been in the United States almost my entire life, except for like maybe a year or two a long time ago where I lived in Germany. Number 4, is it cold where you are? No. Surprisingly, no. It is currently 42 degrees Fahrenheit, but it was like 53 earlier today, and yesterday it was in the 60s. So warm! In January too! Okay, number 5. What is the time? It is currently 8:58 p.m. Okay. Number 6. What are you wearing? My pajamas. It's a pink little nightgown with a pocket that's got a little chick on the drums that says Rock and Roll Chick right at the bottom. They're actually kind of adorable. Number 7. What was the last thing you listened to? I believe it was the... oh yes! It was a video from something called 90 in Fantasia, and I was listening to their Soul Calibur suite. And because I am a big fan of Soul Calibur, I just automatically clicked on it. And I love it. There's one song for sure I know that I've heard multiple times, and 4 I believe, if not 2, or both, or maybe 3. And then again, it's been a really long time since I played 3. I have never played the first one before. That's kind of sad. Number 8. What was the last thing you ate? Honestly, I don't know what it was. Well, I could tell you this morning I had frosted animal cookies and goldfish and waffle wafers because they were all little kid snacks. And again, as I said earlier, I was working with little kids as a final for my child development class. It was so much fun. Okay. Number 9. What was the last thing you watched on TV? I think it was Howl's Moving Castle. Movie directed by Hayao Miyazaki. I love Hayao Miyazaki. If not, then it probably would have been a TV show called World's Dumbest. That show, oh my god. It's different episodes of like World's Dumbest Drivers, World's Dumbest Criminals, World's Dumbest Partiers. It's so random, but it's so funny. Number 10. What's your favorite TV show and why? Well, if you want regular TV shows, it probably would have to be America's Got Talent. Obviously, okay, scratch that. It's a competition. It could be any talent, any shape or form. Singing, which has been almost all the winners, except for one. It could be playing an instrument. It could be dancing. It could be some weird talent. It's just, it is amazing. It's amazing for what people can come up with. And if you want anime, oh god, I have a whole lot of favorite anime, but probably my number one is Naruto. I kind of grew up with it. I started watching it when I was 11 years old, when it first came on. And I can't seem to find it on TV anymore. My DVR won't record it anymore, so I'm gonna try to eventually find DVDs of it and just watch them all over again, because I really don't feel like watching them online and end up finding subs instead of dub. Number 11. Quick! Find a book! Or something with text on it! Flip to a random page and read some of it. Go! I actually prepared for this, and I am cheating, because I just picked 4 books from my bookshelf, and these are books that I read within the past year or two or so. Yeah, the first one is Gamer Girl. It's got a whole bunch of anime, manga, and video game references in it. I've read this like 3 to 5 times, and I'm so glad I found this in my middle school book fair. So, random page, random page, random page. Okay, how about page 180? We've been planning it over email all week. Where we meet up. Where trails we snowboard on. Everything. It would be the first time I had a chance to meet up with my old friends since I left Boston. But Dad hadn't shown up that morning. At first I've been worried. Maybe he got into an accident on the way over. Or his apartment burned down. Or he had hit his head somehow and wasn't even lying in the hospital with amnesia. Even Mom seemed a little nervous by her 15 unanswered call. I've kept peering out the window, looking for his SUV to turn the corner and praying he was okay. Good news. He was okay. Bad news? It didn't look like our ski trip was happening. Okay, so there's that. This book, gigantic book, I finally finished end of last year. It's called Graceling. It's a fantasy thing. It's in the fantasy genre, and if you like fantasy, I think you should look this up. Okay, this looks kind of good. It was dark in this tunnel. Black. And water was even colder than the water in the pool. She could see nothing. She kicked forward through the tunnel and counted steadily. Rot scratched her arms and she felt... yeah. And she fell in front of her with her hands to avoid cracking her head against anything unexpected. It was narrow, but not dangerous himself. Poe would have no trouble if he were well enough to swim. As her count near number 30, the passageway widened, and the tunnel walls disappeared all around. She shot upward, hoping to break through the surface, for she didn't know where she was to find the air of this black cave if it wasn't straight above. She was conscious now, and of her sense of direction, at which Poe always marveled. If she lost the tunnel in this darkness, and if she couldn't find an opening to the surface, it was over for Katsa. But Katsa knew exactly where the tunnel was, behind her and below her. She knew how far she'd gone, and in this direction, she knew up and down, east and west, the darkness wouldn't claim her. Yeah, for some reason I had a bit of a tongue twister for that. Okay, this next one is Band Geek Love. Well, I'm a band geek. This has marching band in it. Marching band's like the best thing ever. So, actually, how about start of a chapter? I just randomly flip to. That night was my first student-led practice session with Nathan. I got to his house too early, of course, and he had to drive around the neighborhood, a few times in order not to appear desperate. It gave me ample time to give myself a little in-car pep talk, at least, and to firmly tell myself that I shouldn't care what I was wearing, an outfit that took entirely too long to pick out, by the way, and that I shouldn't wonder if he was going to play Punch again, because I didn't want him to, of course, and I definitely should not fantasize about him asking me out for coffee or declaring his everlasting love to me or afterwards. Okay, that was a good paragraph. This last book, If I Stay, I got done with very, very recently. This has got a whole bunch of music references in it. This story's got, the main character, having a loving family, a gorgeous, adoring boyfriend, and a bright future full of music and full of choices. Basically. But If I Stay is definitely an amazing story. You should definitely check that out too. Okay, how about this page? No? Never mind, that's not even part of the story. Okay. Okay. This is kind of early in the story, but this works. It didn't start out so smoothly with Adam and me. I think I had this notion that love conquers all, and by that time he dropped me off from the Yo-Yo Ma concert. I think we were both aware that we were falling in love. I thought that agreeing to this part of the challenge. In books and movies, the stories always end up with two people finally have their romantic kiss. The happily ever after part is just assumed. It didn't quite work that way for us. It turned out that coming from such far corners of the social universe had its downsides. We continued to see each other in the music wing, but these interactions remained platonic, as if neither one of us wanted to mess with a good thing. But whenever we met at other places in the school, when we sat together in the cafeteria, or studied side by side on the quad on a sunny day, something was off. We were uncomfortable. Conversation was slitted. One of us would say something and the other would start to say something else at the same time. Okay, on to something else now. Number 12, what was the last movie you saw? How was it? In theaters, it was the second movie to Sherlock Holmes. I didn't see the first one, but the second one was really good. Makes me actually want to go out to see the first one now. At home, movie-wise, it was Spirited Away. Again, it was by Hayao Miyazaki, and it is definitely one of my favorite movies ever. Anime-wise, episode 18 of Yu-Yu Hakusho. It's about time I had a classic anime in my anime collection. I've never seen Yu Yu Hakusho when I was growing up, and I kind of regret that I didn't, because I'm actually really enjoying it. And number 13, do you think you have an accent? Talk about it. Normally, I don't think I don't, unless you live in a different country. But, as an American, no, I don't think I do, unless I am recording for somebody, voice acting wise, and they want me to do some sort of accent, then I can try to squeeze one in there as best as I can. But other than that, no, I don't think I don't. Because I don't think I say anything differently than anybody else. I say, I know, right? And oh my god, and all that other thing. So, No. Well, anyway, give us a try if you really want to. I'd be kind of disappointed if nobody else did this, but it'd be fine if at least, excuse me, if at least one other person did it. Please, 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 please. Okay, I'm done now. Bye!